It is Monday. It is 9 p.m. Norwegian time, 7, no, 8 p.m. UK time, um, 2, see, 3 p.m. American East Coast time, and whatever. Anyway, it's 1900 UTC, which is much better when you're a ham radio operator because everyone knows UTC. And welcome to the LB0 Fox India Monday live stream. We have some of the regulars in the chat. We have LB4FH Seattle, welcome. And he says good afternoon, even though it's not afternoon, it's a bit of an evening. We have William in the chat. And to all my UK viewers, my deepest condolences to you on this day. I don't know. Is it correct to say so sorry for your loss and this at this moment? And we have Bert Klaas here. Welcome. So, as I said, it's Monday. It's 9 p.m. And on a notice, I'm changing times on my stream, which is kind of the topic anyway for today because I'm hoping to talk a little bit about how to fit ham radio into a busy schedule because I've started a new job, and between my job and my family and everything else, I have a hard time finding time for ham radio. Whereas these streams are kind of the the only time I really set myself a schedule to be in the shack and do some radio. So on that note, my new time will be Sundays at 6 p.m. Norwegian time, and that's going to be, well, until daylight savings end. It's going to be 1600 UTC on Sundays, which is probably a better time for me. And a better time for you viewers as well, since it might be a better time for you guys, just to have time to be on my stream. And welcome, Walt. Noon Eastern USA. Yeah, it'll be noon Eastern USA until we both start messing a little bit with daylight savings time at different times of the year, because North America and Europe don't change their times at the same time. So it'll be 5 p.m. UK until, well, it'll still be 5 p.m. UK actually, anytime. So that's the fun of different time zones. And today I'm just going to do some FT8 and try to get a discussion going about how to fit ham radio within a busy schedule. As I probably said before, I now work at a concert stage, and days tend to be long, and free time seems to be less of free time for me. So I've been thinking about mounting my 817 in my car actually, just to be able to pull pull up on the side of the road. Just put an antenna on a mag mount and be able to do some HF from there. I do have a 2-meter radio in the car, but 2-meter is usually dead around here, as it probably is in most parts of the world, unfortunately. I like 2 meters. 2 meters as a good band. So, and just I see Chetan here asked William if he has got a Q call sign, and that's in remembrance for Queen Elizabeth, as far as I've noticed. And anyway, if you'd like to get a QSO with me while we just talk here, I'm on 40 meters at the moment, FT8, just because FT8 is a lot easier to operate while talking than sideband. So I'm calling CQ on 40 meters right now. I might change bands later on. And I see Walt loves working HF from his car. And what's your setup there, Walt? Because I kind of want to get something permanent, but I haven't really figured out how to do it yet, though. How to be able to operate with a permanent setup, both antenna wise and radio wise. And at least I got a no. That's my signal report actually. At least I hear that French station really good. Let's see what my reply is. Shittle had a plan of doing another soda activation, and for those of you guys who don't follow his channel, please do. It's a good channel, and I really enjoyed watching the video you released yesterday there, Shittle. So just look for LB4FH on YouTube. I can actually see if I can find his channel here and post a link here in the chat. Let's see here. We're both so original that we have actually just our call signs as our channel names. Let's see here. There's the link to his channel there if you'd like to check it out. And we got one QSO in the books already here with a French station. And would you look at that? I know that call sign. Let's reply to him. I guess Anton's in the chat at the moment. And Will says that Tim, Golf 5 Tango Mike's got some excellent mobile videos. Yeah. He's kind of nailed the mobile by the sea setup as far as I've seen. And I really like these videos. Hello, Anton. And my issue is though, do I mount the radio permanently in my car? And for those of you who don't know, I got a Nissan Leaf, 2017 Nissan Leaf, the not the first generation, but the not the newest generation either. And there's not a lot of room to mount your radio in the car. In order to fit a 2-meter radio in there, I had to go with one of these really small Chinese ones. So that's issue number one, actually, for operating mobile. The second issue is antenna. And actually, I borrowed little Tar Heel antenna, a screwdriver antenna, which works, yeah, sort of okay. A lot of hassle to operate and change bands, but it's still a multi-band antenna. But I'm using it with a mag mount and using an HF antenna in the middle of your roof on your car while driving is not a good idea. So I'd like to figure out if there's any place to mount the antenna semi-permanently. If I had a trailer hitch, that would be an option, but having that on a small electric car is kind of not really an issue. Colin sees me on 40. We'll try call. That's good. Just gonna try to get a couple of QSOs today. This is kind of not a really planned stream. I've had a busy weekend at work and a busy Monday at work. So I work in a business where I don't get the same time off as other people do. So it's been busy. And that's kind of why I want to change the streams to Sunday on a day where I usually have some time to wind down and maybe plan it a little bit better. And I see there's a discussion going on in the chat about wind noise. And they're talking about windsocks, dead cats, live cats, sponges. And I guess most of those would work. I got a couple of different mic options when going outside. And my go-to option now is Rode Wireless Go microphones. except that the windsock, the dead cat on it, is a terrible design. Once you get it to stick, it kind of sticks almost all the time, but it's really hard to get it on there and then clip the microphone somewhere you can use it. I also got a small shotgun mic, and I kind of don't like those mics though, because it's hard when you film with a phone to get a consistent audio level, and it just turns out to be so much post production work. So I prefer the lapel mics, either wired or wireless. So that's kind of an issue though. Hope you can sort it out though, Shadil, because I know your videos will reach another level if you can get some of the wind noise out of the video. So and he says that wind is frequently over 50 meters per second, uh, but rarely above 20 meters per second. So there's a lot of wind noise to filter out, and I just logged Colin here. So at least 40 seems to be active. I actually got one QSO on 10 meters earlier today. I came home from work, and strangely enough, 10 meters was open. Looks like the bands are starting to open up a little bit more now. So I heard a lot of South American station. I heard the Falkland Islands. I got spotted anywhere from Sweden to Argentina on 70 meters. And if anyone want to guess which way my beam was pointing, shouldn't be too hard. But I only managed one QSO, and that was with a Portuguese station, which still is good for 10 meters. FT8 though. So and Walt's got a good point here. We're hams. We hear through noise, and actually we do. Um, we kind of train our ears to pick up the faintest little bit of audio deep into the noise when we're in front of a radio. According to my wife, I'm not that good anytime else, but when we're in front of a radio, we can still point out or pick up any signal. So, but still, there's a difference in being in front of the radio and filming a video, though. Or just skip talking and send everything he wants to say as FT8. You could do that, or just put some text on the screen. Although the audio helps with the experience. And when I watched your video yesterday, Jadil, I kind of I usually don't like those QSO videos, either if it's Soda or Poda. Very few people manage to nail that genre, but but you did. You managed to tell a story at the same time as you filmed your soda trip, which is good because it brings something else than just showing your QSOs. And I guess I'm not the only one that's not listening at home. Um, I should probably give my wife that tip as well. So and and dogs do CW apparently. So let's see if we can get any more of you guys in the log. And I don't know, Walt, are you still in Poland or have you returned to the States now? There, almost said over, but I guess it's not that type of speaking into microphone now. I'm going to call CQ a couple of times here now, and maybe we'll switch bands to 20 and see if we can pick up any DX. But comparing how dead the bands have been lately, it's really good to get some QSOs again, even though it's just FT8, and it's good when time is time is kind of a luxury as it is for me at the moment. It's good to get some stations logged, and when not doing radio though, let's see if I can. I don't see if I can get this out here. We talked about vintage radios on last week's show, me and Walt, and I managed to get this radio working actually. Just don't have it plugged in. I haven't really tested it yet though. Just tested that I'm able to hear myself. But it'd be fun to get a QSO with that. And this issue is though, excuse me. um, well, the issue is that most of you guys are going to be outside 2 meter range, and so Walt's stuck in Poland. I saw Kjetil asked if he's visiting any other EU countries. But we might get a chance later on, though, Walt, and that'll be good. Maybe we'll get on a Norwegian Poda or Soda sometime soon. So let's see if we can get any more QSOs now. So I got that radio up and running, and for those of you who didn't see, it's the Summer Camp FT230R 2 meter radio. Not sure if I'm going to use it or not, but it'll be a fun radio, and it's nice radio just sitting there on the shelf. There is no backlight on the LCD on it. I've noticed that, and I don't know if that's because something is broken or just because there is no backlight. So, but the front panel is, let's just say it's hard to get off without breaking anything. So I haven't really dug into that yet. I've cleaned most of the debris and the filth out of the radio, so there's no scratching in the volume pot meter. So that's good. But let's switch to 220 here and see what happens. Just going to stop here. Oh, the moment I stop, I get some replies. Actually, a Ukrainian station. I should actually have replied to that first, though. But I'll do that later on here, and hopefully I'll get him in the logs as well. And get some more stations. Just one moment. Just saying good night to my son there. And there will be some good tropical condition later this week. Maybe 2 meters would be possible. Yeah. That would actually be great if I actually had some time off. We got a theater production on Thursday and a concert on Saturday, and there's stuff to do in between those events as well. So I might have some time. I might not. Actually, and Kjetil, the band that's coming on Saturday is from your neck of the woods, Scumbunked. Probably a band that none of you other guys have heard of, but they're from the southwest coast of Norway. And Bert asked if I don't use the waterfall to check for free spots. Yes, I do. I use my waterfall. It's just it's a real hassle in StreamYard to share more than one window at the same time. You could share a screen, but then I would have to put up a second screen here. So at the moment, I'm just showing the main window. And we got Ukraine and the log. She had to do some 2 meter FT8, and 2 meter FT8 is fun. I love doing 2 meter, or I love doing the higher bands on FT8, the bands that kind of not always are open, such as 10, 6, and 2. And I'd love to do 4 as well, but I don't have an antenna for 4 at the moment. So I won't be doing that. But 2 meters as 2 meters as a fun band, just to see how far you can get on 2 meters. On a band where you usually struggle to open the repeater over in the next town, and you suddenly work Germany, Poland, and Central Europe for a brief period of 12 minutes, but still, it's worth it. So let's switch over to 20 meters here and see how 20 is. While Bird is trying to get China. And William asks if it's black metal or Nordic Viking stuff. Yeah, actually, besides oil and fish, black metal is probably our biggest export, but they're just plain rock and roll. And it's their final farewell tour. So that's gonna be fun. And I love music. I love working with events, and it's pretty much the only thing I've been doing for my whole life. I don't know what it's like to be in an office and work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whenever people work and have weekends off. I've never I've never worked that way. So this is what I do. It's just a new venue, and I got to be honest, I love it. So, and looks like there's some DX going on 20. So I guess we'll just have to call CQ and see who answers. And it should go to Carmageddon, local metal festival. And I guess it's not that local though. It's a pretty big festival, isn't it, Kjetil? And Yeah, I'd love to go there, except that I'm not that into to metal. Um, um, I can listen to it. I can listen to bands like Satyricon, and Mayhem and all those bands for a little while, and I can appreciate that they're good musicians, but it's just not my kind of music. And Also, so Ghost and his hometown in USA. Yeah, I guess the show is awesome. And when I go to when I go to concerts, though, I tend to watch the production and not necessarily the music. I kind of I love watching when there's a changeover between the opening act and the main act. That's kind of my favorite part of a concert, or watching the guitar techs come in. And actually, in case of I went to see Brad Paisley this summer, and he had his own guitar pick technician, which came out and gave him new guitar picks. That's the first time I've seen that, and that's actually the first time I've seen an artist switch guitars between every song, and all of the guitars just being different Fender Telecasters. Um, there's a metal festival in the Netherlands called Into the Grave. That's metal. That's metal for you. And doesn't look like anyone wants to have a QSO with me on 20 though, which is about just as hard on FT8 on 20 as it is on sideband. Um, 20 is probably one of my favorite bands, but it is hard to just be heard, and it's hard to get through the pileups, whether it be digimodes or oh, hang on, Saint Kitts and Nevis. I'm gonna try for that. And V44. Let's see. Victor 44 Kilo Alpha Lima and St. Kitts and Nevis. That's in the Caribbean, isn't it? I hope someone can correct me if I'm wrong. So, and Colin says must be long skip on 20. Yeah, I think it's pretty long skip. I'm not seeing a whole lot of Europe on 20. Seeing a lot of North America actually, and some Southern European stations, but nothing close. Even seeing Argentina and Brazil. So I guess the skip is pretty long, and Anton actually confirms that it is in the Caribbean. So and I actually don't think I've logged St. Kitts and Nevis before, so that'll be fun if I can manage to get that done on stream. And actually, I I really want some kind of beam for 20 meters. The issue is though I don't have a tower, and my 10, 6, and 2 meter beams are just mounted on a mast on the side of my house with a rotor, and I'm just afraid that a 20-meter beam would just be too much, too much for that mast actually. So I should probably get a tower. I am using about 80 watts at the moment, Kjetil. Probably shouldn't be using that much power, but I actually didn't touch the power settings, and the radio can handle it, and the antenna can handle it. So so it's good. If it helps me break through, though. William, so Argentina on 10 meters earlier. Yeah, I saw both Argentina, Brazil, Chile, and the Falklands on 10 meters, in addition to Puerto Rico and well, most of Central Europe on 10 meters. So 10 meters was pretty good earlier, a couple of hours ago, but then Gray Line passed, and it's not that good anymore. and 80 meters into the amp is much by well, it is not into to an amp though. But I guess that would be QRP by Italian standards. Whilst one a Moxon for 20, yeah. I'd really want a Moxon as well. I guess most people have seen Chuck's videos, KK6 USY, on Moxons, and I've I've been thinking about building a Moxon. I kind of got somewhat of a goal though to build a 20-meter Moxon, which is light enough, and when packed up, it's compact enough to take it on a soda, and not those kind of North American drive up summits, but a proper walk up, getting drenched in sweat summit. Um, I got some ideas in my head, but nothing. I mean, nothing concrete, nothing to start construction on though. And Colin's got a homebrew Moxon for 20, and I kind of remember we've had this discussion before though, Colin, about a Moxon. My issue is though not a Moxon, and Moxons are, let's say, for me, Moxons are a little bit of magic. Can't really get my head around how they work, but they should be working pretty well. And as Anton says, Colin's got a video about it on his YouTube channel. So well, as I usually do, go check out Colin's channel as well, MM0OPX. He's got a lot of good antenna projects there. So, but then again, a portable 20-meter Moxon is kind of a dream. I don't know if I'm ever going to make that happen. I can make one that is portable enough to drive somewhere with. I think that would be no issue at all. But make one that's backpackable with a radio. I mean, how great would that be on a summit though? How much DX would that get you? So we'll just I mean, we'll just see if I can make that happen. At the moment, I don't have much time, but antenna season's coming up, and as Colin says, the issue is getting it high enough off the ground. Yeah, that's an issue as well. I guess a 10 meter. I mean, a 10-meter soda beam mast would probably be not be strong enough for it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, on field day, we had our VHF guy had stacked 6 meter HP9 CVs for 6 meters and actually managed to get, well, almost as many 6 meter contacts as we had HF sideband contacts on field day due to the rather terrible propagation. And a vertical moxon between two DX commander poles on the beach. I'd love to see that video, Walt. I'd love to see that video. But I guess you're an engineer, though. I'm not. I'm just a guy that builds stuff and usually fail, which kind of isn't that different from engineering, though. But I don't have a degree, so. But a vertical moxon between two DX commander poles. And I guess a vintage HF radio as well. There, Walt. That'll be a great video. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna get St. Kitts and Nevis though. I'll see if I can find a free spot and call some CQs here. Let's call CQ instead. Let's try to get a QSO 120 as well. And try mounting any kind of antenna from Pulpit Rock. And for those who don't know Pulpit Rock, I'll try to find a picture and put it up for you here. You can find a picture of that summit here, just to show you what it's like. It's actually in one of the It was actually featured in one of the Mission Impossible movies, although it was kind of supposed to be China, I think. I haven't really seen the Mission Impossible movies in a lot of years, even though I should, since the last ones are filmed in Norway. Should actually try a top fed antenna, only 40 meters long. Let's I got a picture here, so let's just manage to share the right screen here. Let's see. So you can see what it looks like. There we go. And there's a big vertical drop here. It's actually a 604-meter vertical drop there. So that'll make it easy to mount any antenna up there. And I mean, elevation won't be a problem. Probably. So and I don't know, is that a soda summit or is it really a summit though? I don't know. And Colin says make it a VDA, just one pole with a spreader. And okay, you got to explain this to me, Colin, like I'm 5. What's a VDA? And Shell says that the summit is 150 meters above the Pulpit Rock. So no soda, but still, it'll be it's going to be a great location to do some antenna testing. And it's probably salt water in the fjord below, isn't it? There, so maybe you can get some saltwater propagation. And shadow is better. There you have 985 meters, and it's a nature preserve, so you can do flora, fauna, and poda. Maybe that'll help for some poda lock. Uh, and VDA is a vertical dipole array. Okay, I'll look into that. That seems exciting, and I'm just going to give up on 20 today. 20 is not going to happen. Uh, let's try 15 then. See if there's not really anything on 15. Bert's going to clean up his shovel. There are some pictures going on in my head, but I'm not going to elaborate on that. But good night and 7-3, Bert. And a VDA is only really good over salt water. Well, that's not going to be an issue, though, Colin. There is a lot of salt water, at least semi close by. And Alan says that 15 is active. Well, actually, there's not much showing up on the radio, but I mean, I hear Portugal, Italy, Cuba, Finland, Barbados. Let's go for Barbados. When we're trying the Caribbean, or is Barbados actually in the Caribbean? I noticed that my geography and that part of the world, my geographical knowledge is not as good as it should be. And Anton's hearing Sudan on 15. Well, I'm not, but I don't really have a good antenna for 15 either. So yeah, Barbados is the Caribbean. I thought it might be a little bit too far south to be the Caribbean. But when I look in the map, you're correct, Walt. And geography will get better the longer you're at me. Actually, I've noticed that. Because you got to figure out where those countries are, and where those strange DXCC entities that really that aren't countries are, such as Market Island, that small rock between Sweden and Finland, which I'd love to get in my logs. I'd love to have Sudan in the log as well, but doesn't look like propagation is going that way. But I can switch back to my actually talk so much, and let's see, share my screen here. Let's see if I do. Okay, I gotta stop that and share. And I'm guessing you're talking about Grid Tracker, though, Kjetil. And yes, I'm using Grid Tracker, which is a great tool that, as most people, haven't really explored that much. But it's good to get a kind of a visual presentation of what's going on the band, and even have the list of the countries and the stations. So I love Grid Tracker. And actually, my antennas aren't that good. Talking about Sudan, though, my antennas perform really poorly towards Africa. Or it might just be that there aren't a lot of African stations, but I've noticed when I can hear African stations, I have a hard time logging them. So so my antennas doesn't perform that well, and that's kind of the reason I'd like some kind of directional gain on 20, perhaps 15. I've noticed what I can do with my 10-meter beam, and I'm the first to admit it hooks you. You get hooked on kind of spinning the antenna and finding the stations, and it just brings another level of challenge to it. But as much as I'd like to have a tower, it's not going to happen, not in the near future. Um, because well, first of all, I got to get a permit from the city to put up anything higher than 5 meters, and secondly, I got to get a permit from my wife, which probably is even harder. And Colin's got an excellent point here, though, about the hex beam. I've been thinking about the hex beam. I've been thinking a lot about the hex beam. But Norway is not on in any way screened from the worldwide economic recession that's going on, and I just don't have the €1,000, $1,000 for a hex beam at the moment to spend. Unfortunately, because a hex beam would be perfect, and my current rotor setup would have no issues at all using a hex beam. And what says a flagpole, no permit required, and high wife acceptance factor. Yeah, that could actually be something, but a flagpole with a rotor and some kind of yagi on the top would not be a good flagpole. And as Shadow says, you need many flagpoles after a while. But actually, for wire antennas, I got the best QTH ever. I got a lot of trees here. It's a lot of natural towers for wire antennas. And I guess anything higher than 40 just don't want to cooperate with me today. And I haven't on purpose. I haven't checked PSK report to see where I'm spotted though. But let's try the guaranteed to make a QSO band here. Just one moment. Let's try 60 meters. Just got to tune the antenna. I mean, if you can't get get a QSO on 60 meters, then you're kind of out of luck. And as Sheta says, X-ray Quebec 1 Kilo Zulu is chilly, and it is. I can't really wait until the solar cycle gets a little bit closer to maximum. And here on 60 meters, there's not really any DX, but let's just see what happens the moment if I can actually call CQ instead of trying to reach a station on Barbados. And William says, why not try a cobweb? Just says a rotary washing line. You could actually say that with hex beam as well. Let's see. Okay. I had one CQ on 60 meters. I mean, this is the guaranteed QSO band. And one CQ and 4 replies, one of them being Anton. So I'll get you in the log on 60 as well here, Anton. Just hang on a little bit. And actually, you could dry close on Hayagi as well. Yeah, it's just a matter of where you place your beam antenna. I guess probably be easier to dry or close on a Moxon though. And speaking about antennas, speaking about radio bands, whatever. I'm streaming again on Sunday, and since we got quite a bit of viewers here and high activity in the chat, um, what would you like me to talk about, show you, do on my stream on Sunday? I guess I could come up with something by myself, but we could also see if we can find something here together. Whether it be in antenna testing, radio testing, trying some digimode, uh, talking about some kind of topic. Um, and we got Anton and the log. And I'm streaming on 6 p.m. Norwegian time, Kjetil. That'll be 1600 UTC. And a hamstick dipole on a rotator would be an economical option. Yeah, it probably would. William says stealth antennas. That'd be a good subject. Don't really know too much about it because I'm lucky enough to live out in the countryside. So I've asked my neighbors, and they've said it's okay to borrow their trees for my antenna projects. And FST4. No, I haven't tried that. I haven't even heard about FST4. So we could. Okay. I'm going to switch windows here now. And see if we can get this to work. If we get this, get Chrome up and running again. And I'm just going to get the window over to the side here. And see what FST4 is. FST4. See, new mode. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Okay, I guess I gotta read up on this. But yeah, let's try FST4 on I guess we could do that. Sounds sounds exciting. And Walt thinks antenna talk would be cool. We could combine the two though. We could try FST4 on different kind of antennas that I got, and see how that'll work. Anton's got no idea if it's just for contesting. Okay, let's put it this way: it'll either be some kind of antenna talk, or FST4, and perhaps I could dive into. Speaking about antennas, I could dive a little bit into options for mounting antennas on my car, and I could dive into options for getting some kind of directional gain antenna on at home. So that'll be something. And we got another William here, and I got a feeling that's William from my old job. Just let me know if that's correct or not. It's just what my gut feeling tells me. So those are okay. I just gotta work through my never-ending pileup on 60 meters here. I'll switch back. Let's see here. 60 meters has always been my kind of go-to band when I can't get any QSOs on any other bands. And it is William from my old job. Welcome. I think it's first time you've been in my stream here. And as you can see, I run through Polish stations, French stations, British stations here on 60 meters. No DX though, but I can live without DX on 60. So let's just see if we can what we can find out here. But I guess some kind of antenna talk. Maybe maybe I'll do a little bit of a video on my car though. Post that on YouTube. Actually, I could do that sometime during this week. And have you guys tried to figure out mounting options for HF antennas that are semi-permanent, so that I can actually stop and just do a quick QSO by the side of the road? Maybe find one of those rare POTA locations where you can actually drive to, which there aren't that many of. Well, says give those Polish stations some love. Absolutely, Walt. Absolutely. And she says car antennas would be a great topic. So let's do car antennas. I'll see if I can get a video on my car setup. And what I'd like you guys to do. For those of you guys who are by any chance on one of the same Discord servers as I am, send me, if you got a car setup, send me that setup there. If not, send me an email. The email is in my email address is on the info page on my YouTube channel. Send me an email with a picture of your setup, and let's see if we can get some inspiration from that. William says, could you make a video on sound and lights at the Quality Hotel? I've done that several times. None of those videos are public. But feel free to give me a call, William, if you need any help. So we'll do car antennas. Chet would love to have a radio mounted in his car. Unsure about how to do the cabling and cable routing. Well, so am I. I'm kind of lucky in that aspect though. Just one moment. 7-3 Colin. Hopefully catch you on Sunday. See what we can do, and hope to catch you on the air soon as well. Back to the cable routing. I'm lucky enough to have the same car as Josh over at Hammer Crash Cars has. So he's got a video on how to mount radios in a Nissan Leaf. I kind of would like to do it in a little bit more low budget, wife friendly way. So but I really want to do that because at the moment I spend about 2 hours every day commuting, and it would be great to actually be able to get some QSOs, at least sometimes, just maybe not pull over to the side of the motorway, but pull over to the side of any roads, or perhaps have a QSO outside work when I'm leaving or something like that. So that said, LB car antennas for Sunday's stream, and please do send me your setups if you have any, or ideas if you have any. Just check out my info page on YouTube, and we'll send me an email, and we'll go through the pictures on Sunday. Wall says probably mount on a car. We can just switch out ham sticks for each band is probably the best. Yeah. It probably is though. You still got to manage the cable routing and everything. And as I said, I've borrowed a little Tar Heel, so I'll do some experimenting on that and see how that works. I actually done some experimenting. I got a couple of Parks on the Air videos on my channel. One where I fail and one where it works with the QDX and the little Tar Heel antenna on a drive up a POTA, which kind of just well, just two videos to show that it helps being prepared when going out and not use exclusively equipment that you haven't used before. Anna's got 2 meters 70. I also got only 2 meters and 70 in my car. And I actually got to program in the repeaters along my commute now, since I've got a different commute back and forth. Rondana and Dover are places you can drive into. Done some car-based activations there. Yeah, and there are a couple of parks around here which you're able to do that. Or parks on the air, parks, nature preserves. So I kind of want to do more of that, just being able to do portable or mobile HF in a comfortable way. Although there's not really anything comfortable about having a radio, a computer, and everything you need in a car. Anyway, I passed my usual 45 minutes by about 10 minutes now. So I'm gonna say 7-3. See you all on Sunday. And I got one video that I haven't filmed yet that's coming out this week, and that's about the HYT antenna, the orange semi-flexible 2-meter HT antenna that I bought on Amazon, which I don't really recommend for anyone. But I'm gonna dissect that. I'm gonna cut it open and see why it's so flimsy, and if there's any way of fixing it, or if it's just a poorly designed antenna. So do look forward to that. I'm probably gonna film that tomorrow, and it'll drop tomorrow or Wednesday. So 7-3 all, and if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as I said, I'll be back on Sunday, 7-3.